any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and start your wellness journey today.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423. Visit our website at www.kdmhealthtt.com. or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas, and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
Our award-winning show is back, and this season promises to be even more exciting than before. What's Up, Doc isn't just a title. It's a call to action for anyone who wants to improve their health and well-being. Join us on this thrilling ride towards better health on WESN Content Capital.
Remember waking up early just to catch your favorite cartoons? WESN brings back those magical mornings with Retro Saturdays.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
Where the young at heart relive the fun. Join us every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on WESN, the content capital.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, The Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378 or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really want
to me. Respond to me. How you would respond to me?
The first question I'd ask is why.
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
We think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So here we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
WESN.
Good morning and welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I'm Naomi McNish. I'm joined this morning, Jada is joining me via Zoom this morning. Hi, Jada.
Hi, morning.
So this morning, this past Friday actually, 59 remarkable women graduated from the Accelerated Her program. This was hosted by the NGO Girls of Impact TT under the theme Her Next Chapter. The program, guided by 9 dedicated mentors, focused on education, career development, and entrepreneurship, helping young women position themselves for success. Joining us this morning is Renee Atwell, founder and executive director of Girls of Impact TT, to talk about the significance of this milestone, the impact on participants, and what comes next for the organization and its graduates. Good morning, Ms. Atwell. Welcome to AM Prime.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me this morning.
Of course. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, a bit tired as we recently wrapped up the program, but I am in good spirits this morning, and of course, just looking forward to see what's next for Girls of Impact.
Yeah. So, congratulations on the success of the graduation, and I really wanted to ask how it felt, seeing these women complete this milestone, and how was that for you post the whole graduation and just being with them through the journey? How do you feel now?
Well, firstly, thank you so much for the congratulations, and of course I feel very inspired, I would say. the team at Girls of Impact, we are always committed to ensuring that we put out holistic development programs for women, mainly so that we can help them to achieve a certain level of economic autonomy. We started the program in July of this year, and the program runs for about 9 or 10 weeks every July, August vacation. And to see the growth among these young women has been so remarkable, because you have young women coming from all different corners of both Trinidad and Tobago, and many of them would have started their journey lacking clarity on what they wanted to accomplish professional-wise or even in their small businesses. But at the end of the program, the testimonials that we got is essentially that many of them have secured jobs, they've gone on to get internships, they've gotten job interviews, and they've just generally felt more confident and purposeful. And that is essentially what we are trying to do through the program. So we really feel inspired by them, and we really hope that they will continue to do the great work that they have done with the skills that they have learned in the program.
Yeah. Can you talk to us a bit about the driving vision behind the Accelerate Her program, and including the theme?
Yes. So the Accelerated Career Mentorship Program is essentially what the term suggests, a career mentorship program, where we match young women between the ages of 18 and 30 with mentors across a wide variety of industries. The program exists mainly because there are lots of young people who want to accomplish certain professional or entrepreneurial goals, but they lack the guidance in order to do so. So our mentorship is career focused. So for example, if we have a young woman who wants to become an accountant, we will actually match her with someone who's a senior professional in the accounting and finance field. So we actually had 16 mentors across 16 different industries, and the girls are paired based on small group mentorship. So we have about, let's say, 4 to 5 mentees per mentor. So we have mentors in categories like law, healthcare and medicine, accounting and finance, business and entrepreneurship, media and communications, just to name a few. And so they are paired with them to get that guidance and insight. So some of our girls have not yet started tertiary studies, some have already started and looking for clarity, and some, of course, are early career professionals. So we really want them to get that clarity and insight on how do they connect with this career and how can they be successful within this particular industry. And so aside from the career mentorship side, there is also a community service side of the project as well, where we allow these young women to go into various institutions where they can carry on and execute community service projects. So it's really holistic development where they understand the value of civic responsibility while building up their personal and professional development skills.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. What specific gaps did you say that you would see that even made you do something like this? What were you seeing lacking in our young girls that you said, I want to help?
Yeah, so what we saw is a lack of mentorship for young women in terms of, we have many young women who come from homes where they are first generation. They are the first person to attend university, the first person to start a business, the first person to enter a formal career. And so looking at those gaps, we realized that we want our young women to be able to thrive in the careers that they want to enter into. They know the direction that they want to take, just so that they can actually save time, but also so that they can be able to contribute positively to the space and the society that they are in. And that's essentially how we develop the program. And of course, we are hopeful that through the program, we are able to fill some of these gaps that we are seeing in society, helping to connect young women with the opportunities that they need to, of course, achieve their economic autonomy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Were there any? Go ahead. So, were there any specific story or transformation among these women that really stood out to you or touched you in any way?
Most definitely. We usually have quite a lot of testimonials coming out of the program. We have young women who went on to secure internships. So many of our young women may have graduated last year. They're very early career professionals. And by virtue of the program, because in the program we have workshops like CV writing, interview skills, etc. We have about 2-3 of our mentees who were able to secure interviews. We have a number of our mentees who were also able to secure jobs during the time because of the level of guidance and advice that their mentors have given them. We also have mentees who've gone on to refine their small business idea because they just had the idea to start the business, but they really didn't know in terms of like where to go. So some of our young women are more defined now in terms of starting their business. We also have a number of young women who are planning to launch and to start their own NGOs because it's something that they wanted to do for quite some time, and carrying out the community impact project gave them the inspiration and the motivation that they need to put those goals into reality. So we do quite a lot of M&E monitoring and evaluation through the program, gauging the progress of our mentees just to ensure that the program remains impactful and that the purpose for which we implemented the program is actually realizing that purpose. So we have quite a lot of testimonials coming in from our young women, and we are really, really happy to hear that the investment that we have made into them is bearing fruit, and that they can actually be more, successful and productive thereafter.
What about the mentors? What has their feedback been like thus far?
The feedback from the mentors has also been quite amazing. Our mentors have reported feeling a sense of purpose. Sometimes as a professional, you go to work, you come back home, and it's like becomes a routine. But sometimes when you are able to pour into the life of a young person, it really provides you with a sense of meaning. And that is essentially the feedback that we've gotten from our mentors thus far. They have said that, listen, this opportunity really helped them to think about what's next for them in terms of giving back, and what's next for them in terms of helping to guide the next generation of leaders. And so we are really happy that we are able to provide them with that sense of purpose in their career path as well.
So what happens with the girls next? Is there some sort of, let's say, like an alumni network where they can always come back to, Girls of Impact and say, I was a part of this?
Yes, so we usually encourage all of our mentees to become members within our organization, and that's essentially how we stay connected to them, and we also stay connected via our email listing, where they are kept updated about activities and events that the organization is having, because of course our programs are annually, so we have programs, events, initiatives throughout the year, commemorating many of the international celebrations, such as International Women's Day as well as International Day of the Girl Child. We also have our monthly membership meetings and connects, so past participants are able to join in on those initiatives. So we do keep connected with them, and there are a lot of opportunities for them where personal and professional development is concerned with Girls of Impact.
So I just wanted to jump back to the issue with the need for mentorship. Sometimes I feel like, just in this generation, I could say Generation Z to millennials, we sort of lost the point of community. In a way, we don't really build up each other, especially our young women. There's no sense of, I'm with you, or there's hardly any sense of I'm with you as it was like way back when. So the issue of young women not having that guidance, what role do you say we play as a community? Let's take into consideration the parents of these young women. What role would the parents play?
Well, I think society in and of itself plays a very important role when it comes to the development of young people, because the development of a young person is something that requires the collaboration of all stakeholders. It requires the collaboration of the family, of the workplace, of the education system, of the church as well, and of course of civil society, of the government. And so, it really requires a collaborative approach, which is why, when you are developing programs for young people targeting different social issues, it's important to bear in mind, how can we collaborate? How can we get the support of the government on board? How can we see what the education system is doing to support them? And how can we connect and engage with their family at home to ensure that the support that they need, that they are given that support, so that they can ultimately become the best version of themselves, which will of course accrue a benefit to society.
So beyond like individual growth of the young girls that come into your program, how do you see the movement influencing wider society?
Yes, so we actually have a number of programs where we aim to meet young women across the length and breadth of Trinidad. And of course, we have much greater plans as the years go by to expand. The organization is still pretty young. We're about 3 to 4 years old. And so we have different initiatives at different points throughout the year. So for example, next up is October. We usually celebrate International Day of the Girl Child. And for that day in October, we usually go into rural communities across Trinidad and Tobago. We've done Mayaro so far, we've done Blanchishes, and I can't say as yet where our team is going this year, but I know we will be in both Trinidad and Tobago, reaching young women in rural communities. Then for International Women's Day, we also have a symposium. Earlier this year, we went to Tobago. We had 200 high school girls come together to enjoy a day of personal and professional development workshops. And so that's really the type of work that we do at Girls of Impact. We want to make sure that we are able to provide young women with the tools and resources that they really need so that they can become the best version of themselves. And we know that once we are able to empower women in society, we're able to empower families, we're able to empower workplaces, we're able to empower society as a whole. So we really want to continue to invest in women and help them to become the best version of themselves so that Trinidad and Tobago can become better and more sustainable.
What are the plans for the next cohort of Accelerator?
Well, Accelerator comes once a year, thankfully. It is a very demanding program. And so, of course, that program will be in the July-August vacation of 2026. And so we do have, quite some time in between now and then, but it is our most in-demand program. We probably get hundreds of applications for the program, and we usually select a cohort of 60 young women each year. So the demand way outweighs the supply that we have in store. However, of course, we are working with necessary stakeholders, the private sector, the government, to make sure that we are able to meet the need and see how best we can support young women across Trinidad and Tobago in any way that we could.
When does applications open up to submit, or is there a deadline date?
We usually accept applications in May of each year. So we usually leave the applications open for about 3 weeks. And of course, we open applications for mentors during that time as well. However, across the year, or throughout the year rather, many young women, many schools even reach out to us if they want to have a program, if they want to collaborate. Our website and our email is quite active. They can check us out at girlsofimpact.org, where if you are interested in participating or simply engaging with us, you have the opportunity to send us an email, engage with us, and of course we would reach out to you and see how best we are able to support the young women in your network.
So Renee, as a young woman yourself, someone that is very successful, was there any moment where, like a switch, something that happened that said, you know what, this is what's going on in society and this is what I'm going to do to make a change? Because I feel like something had to happen for you to say, I'm going to take action and start an organization.
Well, Girls of Impact was really founded based on my personal experience with my career trajectory. I am an attorney. And navigating my legal studies was a bit challenging for me because I was the first attorney in my family. And so it was very difficult for me to, try to navigate, how do I go to law school? Like, what is my next step? How do I get a job? I actually was unemployed for quite some time after finishing law school. I just simply could not get a job. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have guidance or insight. And so I had to really kind of push and form connections, network to try to accomplish the goals that I wanted to accomplish. And when I was about 2 years into practice, I said, listen, I feel like if there are lots of young women who are in the situation that I was in, and they may not be, as social as I am, or they may not be able to navigate things like how I navigate things. So why not try to build a community? So it really started as a small idea to just create this mentorship type organization where young women could get the guidance and advice that they needed in their career paths. And it has, flourished into what we have today, which is a much more expansive organization catering for a wider range of young women. And we really love what we do. We have a team of about 15 persons within the organization who is responsible for planning the programs and ensuring that everything runs according to plan. So that was really the moment when I decided to start the organization, and I'm really, really happy that I did.
That's great. That's beautiful. Were there any challenges when you were just starting up that made you go, not right now, maybe when I'm a little bit older? What challenges did you encounter?
Most definitely, I actually put the idea on hold for quite some time. The idea was to start the organization a bit earlier, but I started it during the pandemic. You had a little bit of downtime during the pandemic. I speak maybe about 2021, 2022. I was like, let me start this idea. I have this idea for this organization. Let me start. And it was me alone. And then I said, let me go onto LinkedIn, connect with some people and try to pull together a team. And that's exactly what I did, with no clear guidance or clarity. Starting the organization, of course, you have the challenge of getting, loyal and committed team members at first, because I didn't know how to find persons. But as fate would have it, I was able to find some really remarkable persons to join my team. Actually, most of the people on my team today are people who have been with the organization since the inception. So it means that we're doing a good thing. And of course, we have the challenge as civil society organizations of funding. It means, therefore, that we've had to be very innovative in the way that we fundraise, as well as try to get, private sector support to support the initiatives that we put on. So it has definitely been a challenge, but of course, nothing without being able to find solutions. I'm very solution oriented, and my team is also very, very supportive as well. So we've been able to pull together and, navigate the different hurdles and challenges that arise with, growing a new nonprofit organization. And I would say that we are in a decent place right now.
I have to ask, because I'm curious, what was the most rewarding part of this, or do you have a favorite project or something like that besides the accelerator program?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite besides accelerated program. What I would say is this, that the most impactful part of impact for me is always at the accelerated graduation, because you are able to get these stories. Sometimes you don't even know that people are going through so much, or they have received so much benefit from the program, because on the planning side, sometimes you're so busy with planning to make sure everything runs according to plan that you don't see that the work that you are doing is truly impacting someone. And we usually have the testimonials at the program, and listening to these young women talk about how their lives have changed, how they've been so confident, how they started off lacking guidance and now they are in a much clearer and better place. Persons who have been accepted into law school, medical school, into doing their degrees. It's just so emotional. I always tell my team, every year for accelerated graduation, I always cry, because it's such an overwhelming experience in a good way, hearing the testimonials of them. And so I would say that is I have a lot of remarkable moments, but usually at the accelerated graduation, it's usually one of the most impactful times for me.
Renee, based on, your story and listening to you talk about, where you came from, and what are some of the things that y'all look for, whether it be characteristics or just from their stories, the applicants, what do y'all look for when choosing the cohort for the accelerated program?
So firstly, we choose people based on the availability of mentors. That's the first criteria. We usually select mentors first, because if, for example, someone comes and they wants to do engineering, but we do have an engineering mentor, they are likely to not be selected. So our first category is industry. And then after industry, now we go on to look at the motivations for applying. Now, I go through all applications. Very tedious, because we have hundreds of applications, but I always tell my cohort of mentees that I know them by heart. I know everybody, I know their stories and what they stand for, because I want to make sure that the women who need to benefit from the program benefit from the program. And so we're looking at things like those who have never participated in any mentorship or leadership type program before. We're looking for those who really are clear about what they want to accomplish and they need guidance in it. So we usually give them the tip and advice when they're filling out the application form. Be clear about what you want to accomplish, because if you just say, I want to do better in life, I can't really help you. I don't know what you want to accomplish there. But if you're a young woman who tells me, listen, I am finishing up my social work degree, I'm looking to be connected with a social worker because I want clarity on my next steps, I have a better idea of who I could pair you with, because I always want to make sure that the young women who are in our program are properly connected with a mentor who can help them, who can provide them with benefits, advice, and guidance in their career path. So we really choose young women who we think are in need of mentorship, who are in need of leadership training, and that's essentially how we choose the persons that are in our program.
Are there instances where the mentor would, let's say, hire their mentee?
Yeah. Well, we have not had any official hirings, but I know many of our mentees have had the opportunities to shadow their mentors, which has been a truly remarkable experience. I know one of our mentors in the field of law, she actually carried her mentees to experience a court sitting, and they could not stop talking about it because for many of our mentees, this is their first time practically experiencing that particular industry. So we have many of our mentees who've gone on to be able to enjoy the shadowing aspect or different levels of unofficial internship, but no formal employment arrangement as far as I am concerned at this point in time.
In terms of the mentors, because I think for a program like this, it would not only benefit the applicants, but I can see, the mentors also benefiting from this in terms of just being exposed to different stories, different walks of life. And what are some of the things that you would have, or feedback that you would have heard from the mentors based on, something positive that they got out of this program?
Most definitely. So we've had different responses coming in from our mentors. I know that the interaction with the mentees have helped many of our mentors to look at life differently. Sometimes we become professionals, we become accomplished, and we forget that there are persons who are still on their journey. We forget that there are persons who are still trying to make it out of life. There are persons who have a lot of challenging backgrounds and stories that form part of who they are. And so, it have helped them to look at life differently, to have a new consideration for many young professionals, to appreciate the difference in generations. Because many of our mentors are maybe millennials or even the generation before, and many of our mentees might be Gen Z. And we know that there's a difference in the way that they interact, particularly within the workplace. So to have helped them to see things differently, it has helped them to feel a sense of purpose and passion, knowing that they can pour into these young women and create something and someone new that is able to go on and to make a difference in society.
So when it comes to supporting the bigger mission of Girls of Impact, how can people, pledge their support to you?
So we have a number of ways persons can pledge support to us. Firstly, they can visit our website, girlsofimpact.org, and there are numerous ways for persons to engage with the organization. Of course, persons can donate. There is a donation tab on our website. Persons can become mentors. Persons can become founding members of the organization, which are a distinguished group of individuals who are there for guidance, insight, advice. We call on them for speaking opportunities. We call on them for mentorship to facilitate sessions, etc. And they can just stay tuned to our newsletter, where we send frequent updates on the events and activities going on with the organization, so that when opportunities arise from time to time, they have the opportunity to engage. And of course, feel free to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn at Girls of Impact TNT, Girls of Impact 868, where we post very often about many of the things happening within the organization.
That's great. So in the next 20 years, we will be seeing a Girls of Impact Texas, Girls of Impact Argentina.
It is to be seen the way in which we are able to expand, but I really am hopeful that this is a movement that can expand, of course, firstly throughout the region and then worldwide.
That's great. I would love to see it, because I think I know of Girls of Impact. I do personally follow you, and I keep up with what the organization is doing, and I always see the good work that's coming out of it. But more than that, when you place the person's faces or whatever their feedback is online, you see the joy.
Yeah,
it's really nice to see, especially young women who may have felt that they couldn't do it otherwise. They're doing it now.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So congratulations on that achievement, and for helping our young women do so. And you to you and your team.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Okay, so if you had to give like a word of advice to young women listening, or just anything to these 15 to 30-year-olds out there, what would you say?
If I were to give one piece of advice to a young woman, I would say to invest in yourself. I think an investment in yourself will always pay off. It may not pay off right now, but trust me, in time to come, it will pay off. Invest in your personal development, take skills, take courses, invest in your professional development, go get your education, do short courses, get your degree, because those are the ways in which you are able to build up yourself. That will help to create opportunities for you, and it will help to open many more avenues that you are able to become a better version of yourself, but also better serve those who are in the same space as you.
And something we would personally like to do coming on to the end of an interview is like a rapid fire question. They're really silly questions. You can see how quickly you can answer them. So just really quickly, cat or dog?
Dog.
Pizza, hamburger?
Burger.
Travel for vacation or travel for like sightseeing?
Sightseeing.
Really? Okay. Well, hot weather or cold weather?
Hot weather.
Hot weather. Okay. Chinese to be born. Last question. You're out on an event. You're going to be on your feet a lot. Would you wear the comfortable high heels, or would you wear high heels? Sorry, or like a sandals?
I'm a kitten heel girl, so all my heels are comfortable. I don't wear high heels.
I love that. Oh, okay. Well, I just thought one more. Silver or gold?
Gold.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. All right, thanks so much, Renee, for coming on and sharing all about Deals of Impacts.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the interview this morning, ladies.
Yes, it was such a pleasure.
All right, have a great day.
Congratulations. And same to you.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that was nice. It's so refreshing to hear about, just when you hear stories of other women doing things and trying to, find their place in life. It's very inspiring, I must say.
Yeah. You're changing the world for the better, Sometimes, you speak about it, but speaking about it and actually doing it, getting to that point is good. And the fact that many people are impacted of it, and as you rightfully said, they are making better for themselves and changing their lives and the lives of their families.
Yeah, because if you don't want change, then you're not going to get change. You have to want it for yourself in order for it to happen. And as Renee said, these women, they want to do better and be better, and all they need is just some mentorship, some advice. Some of these women don't have anybody, or they're first generation. A lot of people are first generations, and they just need that extra push, that extra mentorship to propel them. And a program like this is amazing.
I feel you've given us a quote of the day, Naomi.
Not yet. Too soon. Too soon.
So we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you. Our viewers, so stay with us. We have more coming up.
Hi, I'm Claudette, radiographer at the radiology departments at the community hospital. We offer high-quality service with state-of-the-art equipment in X-ray, ultrasound, CT, and mammogram. Come, our friendly staff awaits you.
Give us a call at 235-5479.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
If these walls could talk, they'd cry uncle. They didn't plan to become offices or yoga studios. But they've stood by us, even when we got a little stir-crazy. For that, they deserve some thanks. They deserve Benjamin Moore.
Advanced Solutions Technical Institute isn't just about courses, it's about creating futures. We serve every learner, from the new graduate to the seasoned professional, with engaging, supportive staff and tailored learning plans. Study in the way that works for you and gain skills in business, security, finance, telecoms, fiber optics, and beyond. ASTI, training tomorrow's leaders today.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and start your wellness journey today.
Remember waking up early just to catch your favorite cartoons? WESN brings back those magical mornings with Retro Saturdays.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
Where the young at heart relive the fun. Join us every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on WESN, the content capital.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423, visit our website at www.kdmhealtht.com or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today. SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands, and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner.
Welcome back to AM Prime this morning. So we are joined by our next guest. Jada is going to take this one.
Yes, of course. So, as Nimi rightly said, we are joined by our next guest, one of Trinidad and Tobago's brightest young stars. She's a teen gospel sensation who is already making waves. You know, and I'm not just talking the girl up; she is making waves. So, at just 18, Alyssa Joseph has walked away with not one but two major honors at the most recent Caribbean Gospel Music Marlin Awards in the Bahamas. I will let her tell you all about what that was like and the types of awards that she would have won. But, you know, she's no stranger to accolades at all, having also made her mark at the World Championships of Performing Arts in Los Angeles and the Gospel Music Awards of Trinidad and Tobago. So let's get it on. Good morning and welcome, Alyssa.
Good morning. Thank you.
Of course, of course. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well. I am doing well. I'm glad to have you on. So, first of all, congratulations on your big win. How does that feel?
It's a complete honor. It's a blessing, and I'm just, so grateful to the Marlin Awards. They just showcase the talent and the work that God is doing in the gospel artist's life. So it's just a blessing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's start by taking us back. Let's do it like a trip down memory lane. What Yvonne said, I'm going to do music. What was that like?
Okay, so when I was 3, my parents told me from the time I started to speak, I was always singing. Like when songs play on the radio, on the TV, I'll catch on to it really quickly. And they realized that I had a passion for music. So I went to vocal training at the age of 5. And there, I just always loved gospel music. Like I would hear it at home. The vocal trainer, he was a Christian, and he would teach me gospel songs. And as I got older, I would watch on TV, and my inspirations, they would be like Tasha Cobbs, Sinach, and I'd say they have such powerful voices, and they're using it for God. And I thought to myself, God gave me this talent, so I'm going to use it to glorify Him. So it just started from that little passion. And my parents, developing it, nurturing it, and me realizing that I have this talent, let me use it for God.
That's awesome. What was it like performing and being among so many other powerful gospel voices at the Marlin Awards?
It was just a really big blessing, They bring Caribbean artists from all over, all around the world, and just put us in one space under one roof, and it was just amazing. It was a great experience.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention the talent that you did have. I'm seeing here that you would have released your debut single called "Cry for Peace." If I'm reading this correctly, just 9 years old.
Yes, 9.
What was that like? What do you remember about that time?
I remember being presented with the song at that same institute that I started at, the Institute of Voice, Keston Smith. So I was just so excited, 9-year-old me just doing a song. And I've always wanted to do music because, I mentioned that I was inspired by Tasha Cobbs and Sinach, and they have powerful voices, they're using it for God. So, a 9-year-old me getting a song, and I just remember being excited.
Mm-hmm. When I think of artists like Sinach and Tasha Cobbs, you think, and as you rightfully said it, like these big voices that once you hear them on stage, you're like, oh, God has favorites, or like it's like, oh my gosh, that's so powerful. Is there anybody else that falls into that line? Maybe somebody that's local or regional that you would say gives you that same level of inspiration?
I wouldn't say local, but maybe Jacqueline Carr. I know she's not local, but I have more international inspiration.
What about genres? What's the genre that you say besides gospel, like a different type of gospel, like an R&B gospel? What's your yeah?
I want to do like a choppy gospel. I might, because I could sing in Hindi.
Yeah.
I love to explore. I just want to do everything. So maybe I might do an opera gospel, or I might do a jazz, or something. I just want to do everything.
Naomi, we're talking a lot about chutney these days.
Yeah.
Because we recently actually had another artist on that released like a chutney soca something.
So it was more like a chutney contemporary type.
It's
song.
really, it's so
Yeah.
good.
But
I think we're following along those lines.
But Alyssa, I wanted to ask, I saw, so your song, Kingdom Daughter, right? That song would have earned you one of the awards at the Marlin Awards. I wanted to ask about the song. So what inspired the song? Can you tell us a little bit about the song and, what message do you hope people take from your song?
Yes, of course. So that song was written by myself and Joel Ramsey. It was produced by Royal Lynch, and the music video was done by Zion of Illusion Studios. So this song just talks about like your kingdom daughter. God created you to be you, and you don't need to look like the Hollywood image. You don't need to change yourself. Sometimes people make you think that you need to bleach your skin to be considered beautiful, but the song says that you are beautiful just the way you are, and your beauty isn't defined by, or your worth isn't defined by what the world says, but it's defined by what God says. So forget the world. Man would say what, people would say whatever, but God said that you're beautiful, and that's all that matters. So that's what it's about. I just want to encourage someone. Your worth isn't defined by what the world says, but it's defined by what God says.
Is there? Yeah, go ahead, Jada.
Oh, I was hoping I'm not changing the topic here, but I see that you also performed at the Youth Fest in the Bahamas, and one of your songs, No Weapon, hits #1 on Temple Bahamas. So being recognized, yes, congratulations, outside of Trinidad and Tobago. When you first heard that you received that accolade, what was it like?
Okay, so the Marlin Awards, they had like a weekend. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was the Youth Fest, Saturday was the conference, Sunday was the awards, and Saturday, Sherwin Gardner also had a music showcase in the evening. So at his showcase, I performed, 3 other artists performed from Trinidad and the whole Caribbean. And the Temple Bahamas, they came just to give 3 artists their award. It was just me, Sherwin Gardner, and Kiyoka. She's a Caribbean artist, and it was just a blessing. It was an honor to know that they came. I think they live, or they're from the other Bahamas island, so they just came just to give us that plaque. And it's just a big blessing to know that my song "No Weapon" was hit for 2 weeks on Temple Bahamas.
Alyssa, based on what you said, talking about wanting to try everything and just, blend all these genres as part of your music. How important do you see versatility in gospel music, being used to connect with different audiences?
I think it's very important. I think that nowadays, maybe the minds of the youth are a little different, so you might have to incorporate different genres, different styles into your music just to catch certain audiences. Some people change, like now they have AI, so you have too much cell phones, and people change. So I feel like music also would need to, just get wider. Genres would need to be bigger, styles just different, and just to catch different audience. I think it's important.
Do you think it's fair to say that because I know there are a lot of people with different opinions, varying opinions when it comes to gospel music, and some people, because I've heard this before, say that gospel music you shouldn't mix gospel music and soca or gospel music and R&B and
mix the genres.
Yeah, because the genre itself or certain beats carry different messages, and there's a conversation around that. What are your opinions, if any, would you say on that in terms of having gospel music carry different genres?
Right. I think that the message should be in the music. When you listen to a song, you should clearly tell that it's a gospel. Some gospel songs nowadays you can't really hear the message. You hear more of the beats. And I think if you're if you want to use a secular beat or soca or jazz for your gospel song, I think that your message should be strong. You must hear that, yeah, that's a gospel. But I think that the switching genres, doing a jazz gospel, doing a soca gospel song, I think that's normal, and that's another way of capturing different audiences, because you mightn't catch the secular people or the non-Christian people with a worship song, or you might, but you might catch them with a different genre that they might connect to, and then they hear the lyrics and they're like, oh, you know, so I feel like different genres will help.
Yeah, I would agree on that too. I feel like you could say Jesus loves you in a rap. And
yeah,
as you said, once that message is clear, it comes out, people hear it, and you know what you stand on. You say the name of Jesus in that song, then it's a gospel. You know, it's a gospel rap. And that, honestly, if I was to out myself here, I love my worship music. That's half my playlist. But the other half of my playlist is gospel rap. I love gospel rap. So yeah, and I understand that there's a conversation around it. I've seen, not participated in, but seen many an Instagram war or comments war about this particular topic. So I actually really find it very interesting. And I'm glad that you have your own, you know, opinion about it, and it kind of guides how it is you go about your music. Can I ever see you in a rap though?
I think it's one way to get.
I have one cooking, you know. I have one cooking. It's cooking.
I'm gonna need a text. As soon as it drops.
For sure, you'll be the first person.
Sorry, Naomi.
No. I was just gonna say, I think it's one way to connect young people to gospel music, just being because the traditional person would say, no, well, gospel or worship music should not be, you know, mixing with soca or R&B or, you know, but I guess to pull young people into the music or get young people listening to the gospel and worship or praise songs, this is a good way to do it. You know, and you, Alyssa, you yourself as a young person and finding joy in singing gospel music, I think is incredible, and finding ways to get your peers involved as well, or get your peers excited to listen to the same music also is incredible.
That's so true.
With that, I want to ask you, do you see yourself as part of you know, a movement to make Caribbean gospel music, or even just, you know, different styles of gospel music a global thing, or more popular, or you know, to get people listening?
Yes, I definitely do. I don't want to spoil it, but there's something that's cooking as well. But you guys have to stay tuned.
Can you give us a hint or an idea of what we can expect from Alyssa Joseph?
Yes, of course. So you can expect like new music. Maybe one day, maybe next year, I might do an album launch or EP or a little concert, maybe a worship something. But definitely new music. Maybe a little Christmas para, soca para might come out.
So, not to, you know, I just want to ask you, as a young person yourself, and you know, you've been doing music for a while, and because 9 years ago you wrote a song, right? So how has it been balancing, you know, school and just that part of life with your musical career and pushing your musical career? How do you do it?
A lot of people ask me, and I honestly don't know. Like, I feel like my answer isn't all detailed and stuff, but it's honestly just God. Like, He just puts things in place so that I don't have to stress too much. So I will have performances, right? But the day after, I'll have exam. But somehow God just gives me like a calming spirit, and He just allows me to go in the exam with confidence, and I just come out with confidence, and I just feel like God just orders everything in my life, my calendar, so that I don't stress out, and I'm able to study and do ministry at the same time.
Yeah, Are you able, I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you able to give us a little taste of maybe the song that won you the award at Marlin?
Of course, don't you know that you're beautifully, wonderfully made? Yeah. When God looks down from heaven, He won't change a thing, no. 'Cause you are loved, you were created by the Almighty. Yeah, you're so awesome. It's made you so awesome. Our kingdom daughter, it's made you with honor. Special request from Father God, because He wants you to know that you're blessed and highly favored. You're blessed and highly favored. So blessed and highly favored. You're blessed and highly favored.
Wow, awesome. So that was Alyssa Joseph at Kingdom Daughter. That was incredible. Your voice is beautiful.
And I would say it's even better in person. And Alyssa, when is your next public event?
Yes.
Or do you want to tell us yet?
I can't remember, but I know, let me just put in this little plug here. We're having a Believe Popstar Christmas, the Believe Junior Cast in December, the 19th of December. You cannot miss it. We're going to be doing a big show in December. Please, on the 9th of December.
I think it was actually at a Believe Christmas concert. I would have heard her sing in person.
Yes.
Just go, guys. Just
every single year, John Thomas presents that show, and we have the Believe Juniors and we have the Believe Seniors. But I know throughout this week and next week, I have some shows that it's not coming to my mind. But you might see me somewhere.
Where so how can people stay in touch with you so that they can know about these events?
You can check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Just search up Alyssa Joseph, or check me out on the streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Music, all that stuff. Alyssa Joseph.
Mm-hmm. So you would have said that, what you're doing is more than winning awards. Your purpose is to remind people that God made them with a certain identity, which I think is really important, because it's one of those things that we tend to miss. A lot of people don't realize their power in Christ, and this is coming from a Christian perspective. So how does it guide the type of music that you write? Are you focusing only on sort of empowering people, or do you also talk about the heartbreaks of life, the failures of life, and how that is like as a Christian?
Yeah, so I want to empower females, let them know that they're beautifully, they're wonderfully made. And I also want to win souls. I want to encourage, I want to inspire. So I do have some songs, at times in life, like No Weapon, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Envious people will come, they're red flags, they'll try to drain you, but you have to keep strong and you have to push right through. The more battles will come, but you have to remember to cover yourself under the blood of Jesus, and that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. There's also this song I have, Don't Give Up. It says, life is like driving. There'll be rough roads and smooth roads, but you cannot stop. You have to keep going. And I wrote that song when I realized that one of my mom's employees, she was cutting herself. And even when I was at school, I would see girls my age cutting themselves, and that was like a shock to me. I know I'd see it on TV, and I know I'd see people talking about self-harm and things, but not like in real life. So that really inspired that story. Some people go through so much in life, and they just need that support. And the song says that God should be your backbone. God has your back. Life is like driving. There'll be rough roads, smooth roads, but you can't stop. You have to keep going. Don't give up.
I must say, you're a very, very positive person. I think that definitely comes out in your personality. So I want to encourage you to always keep that up, because it shines a light on other people. It makes other people want to be that positive as well. So congratulations. Of course. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Big up you in every way. And I do hope that as well, when you continue to grow, you continue to prosper, and of course continue to go to higher heights and continue with your message, because it is an important one.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, and before we wrap, do you have any words of advice for young people your age, or even if it's advice that can transcend age, what would you have to say?
I would say that prayer is key. My favorite verse is Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call unto me, and I will answer you and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. So sometimes you may be going through something, or you're planning something big coming up. And I would say the best thing to do is pray. Prayer is key. Always calling God and asking for His guidance. Don't think that you could do this on your own. Let God be your first call. Something good happens, thank God. Something bad happens, talk to God. Prayer is key. And that's something that I learned in church. The pastor said, every day pray and ask God to show you ways where you can bring other people closer to God. So I want to encourage you tomorrow morning or this morning, ask God to show you ways where you can bring other people to God. Just inspire other people. So yeah.
That's great and that's beautiful. Thanks so much for that. Thanks for joining us this morning. I hope you will not be a stranger, continue to be a stranger to AM Prime.
No, she definitely has to come back on later in the year to talk about your show in December, as well as the plans that are cooking when when it's ready. We'd love to hear about it.
From your debut, and this whops me, 9 years old. But then again, she was in vocal training for 5, so just 9 years old to where you are now, winning awards and making TNT very, very proud, and I'm sure your family as well and your community very, very proud. The message is clear, and you're making an impact, and we cannot wait to see what God has in store for you. So continue shining.
Thank you. It was such a blessing to chat with you guys.
Yes, of course. Blessing on our side as well. I do hope that you have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Alyssa Joseph. I'm so happy we got to hear her sing. that was a nice treat. Yeah.
Clear, crisp, and even the little run she did at the end of the snippet she gave us. I'm like, that is talent.
To our viewers, I really do encourage y'all to check her out on social media and all the streaming platforms where you can find her music. Just search Alyssa Joseph and it comes up. I searched her name and you do see everything about her comes up actually. So check her out, show some support, and yeah, let's continue pushing our young people, young women in this world to do and continue doing great things.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, this is the reason why we do the highlight, the talent highlight, local talent highlight, because we have it right here, homegrown. In a bottle of
so much.
We have it tied up nice.
We always stress.
Yeah.
We always stress on that. We have so much talent here in Trinidad and Tobago, and you see things happening. Things are always happening, but it just takes one person or just to highlight it, because when you highlight it, it encourages them, and then it encourages persons who have the talent but reserved or have not yet gone out and done something about it, and it encourages them to put themselves out and really show off what they can do. So I think it's really amazing to see. And hopefully we can get some more talent, highlighted on the show, because I really do enjoy these conversations and hearing stories, especially when it's young people. But it doesn't have to be young people alone. Just to
there's a lot to talk about, and a lot of talent out there that we want to highlight. So we have our own, little plugs and stuff that we can bring on. But if it is that you are there as a viewer, as a listener, and you know someone, or you are someone that you're doing a great deal in a particular industry, especially when it comes to music or culture, write to us. You can always WhatsApp us at 682-9376. You can find Naomi and I on Instagram at Naomi McNish, or I am Jada McLeod on Instagram. You have our YouTube. Leave a comment or reach out to us, and we'd be glad to have you on and to highlight your contribution to TNT culture.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break now, and we will come back and with AM Prime. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Bill and Ruth fell in love with the Benjamin Moore color Dry Sage, but they tried to match it using another brand's paint.
I mean, it's close enough.
Almost identical, really. Yeah, there it is.
Never trust another paint to be a Benjamin Moore color.
I am Dr. Delphina Ovid, your friendly neighborhood dentist. At Community Hospital Dental Clinic, we offer examinations which include x-rays, basic oral cancer screening, and a treatment plan. We also offer cleanings, fillings, extractions, root canal treatment, and complete and partial dentures. Remember, you don't have to brush and floss all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep.
Give us a call at 235-5479.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Advanced Solutions Technical Institute isn't just about courses, it's about creating futures. We serve every learner, from the new graduate to the seasoned professional, with engaging, supportive staff and tailored learning plans. Study in the way that works for you and gain skills in business, security, finance, telecoms, fiber optics, and beyond. ASTI, training tomorrow's leaders today.
Remember waking up early just to catch your favorite cartoons? WESN brings back those magical mornings with Retro Saturdays.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
where the young at heart relive the fun. Join us every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on WESN, the content capital.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423. Visit our website at www.kdmhealtht.com or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
Welcome back to AM Prime this morning. So we actually had we had one more conversation for y'all. Just to highlight, this was something that we had planned on Monday to highlight, as you know, local businesses, entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs on the whole. So this conversation, we wanted to. It's a young entrepreneur. We've been doing a lot of those lately. He owns a brand called Player. And we came across this brand. This is something that has been around for some time, and it has grown tremendously with targeting a younger audience, targeting young persons. It's a brand that is about building confidence and it's the brand focuses on clothes. It's a clothing brand. They do hats, swimsuits, jerseys, line of clothes, and they target all persons, male, female. So I don't know if Jada would have looked at the brand itself. What you thought of it? Because I looked at scrolled through its Instagram page and.
Yeah, it's very street savvy.
Yes.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it seems like if we're taking a little bit of American culture and kind of making it fit our climate. So I really like that. I see a lot of young people dressing like if they came straight out of Player, which is nice because I like it. I think it's modern, it's chic, it's keeping up with the times, but also it could fit the climate as well. So I really like it. Player. I like it. Well done to these guys.
So what's gonna probably happen? To be frank with you guys, this conversation, we will have this conversation another time for y'all. But this is just to give you a little highlights as to what to expect. For this conversation, we'll be talking about how this entrepreneur got the idea for something like this, because, you know, I think fashion in Trinidad and Tobago is, it's honestly, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's a hit or miss, and sometimes fashion itself can be very expensive, especially local fashion. So we just want to talk to this individual about how he was able to
bring his idea
to life and how the brand itself was able to thrive through social media. I know social media had a big part to play in his success. He is very, the brand itself, it is doing amazing on social media. His following has grown, and I think, I don't know if you have it up now, but the following on Instagram is about over 15,000.
Yeah. it's a really high following. So we would love to have, we would be having a conversation with that entrepreneur. So for all you fashionistas out there, or if you have, anybody in your life that is a fashionista, have them tune into the conversation, because it would be nice to learn from this person's mistakes, learn from their successes, and just hear what they have to say from somebody who's made it, made it in the industry. So make sure to tune in at all times. You'll be hearing about it.
But y'all will get that conversation like later this week, right? So that brings this show to a close. I
personally do not have a quote, because I feel like me kind of covered the quote earlier in the show. But we always have to tell you to continue to persevere, keep forward, keep pushing forward. The journey is not over until you're dead. Right? And once you have breath in your lungs right now, if you're a believer, God has given you life, you could keep on moving. So even if it's chipping away at the block, just make sure you keep moving. Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know who said that.
Jada. As a quote by Jada McLeod. All right, guys. Well, again, that brings us to the end. So please stay safe, stay inspired, stay informed. And we will see you back here again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
WESN